is more heavily dominated by the Koreans that are able to wake up early. Some of the Europeans stay up late. A lot of the D-Gen Europeans compete in this. Specifically, players like MaxPax, Clem, Wayne, Geralt, Skillus. These are the D-Gen European pros that stay up until like 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning to play in the ESL Americas. They're crazy, Bobby. They're crazy. And I'm sure we'll be featuring some of them later on tonight. I'm sure we will. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of our Kione, we have our South Korean Protoss player. The Blue Protoss representing Club NV. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran, the red Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Kyor. Go. And hello, Kyor. As he skirts his SUV around the edge of the map, and he is going, I imagine, for an eBay block. Yep, eBay block here at the natural base. Again, this was very common back in December and January. These past couple of months, post-patch. Post-patches was very common. Nowadays, you see this sprinkled in. Before, it was like every game. Like every game, there'd be an eBay block. But Protoss players have become so much better here at shutting this down. Boys have been pulled. It's going to be 6 probes in total to DPS down this eBay and to zone back that SCV, and we will eventually expand. But this is still a good start for Kyor. He's able to deny mining time here, or delay mining from these probes, delay the expansion. Quite a decent chunk of economic damage, and you can see the economy go deep in the red there, deep in favor of Kyor these past couple of moments, while Creator hasn't been mining. So a nice start there for Kyor, following this up with a Rax into Factory. From this should be going into an add-on swap into either a Hellion or Cyclone production. Both have their place. Both have their place here for Kyor, as he should be expanding behind this. This should not be leading into a one-base all-in. Kyor is not really one to one base all in this matchup. We've seen Beyond one base, we've seen Gumiho one base. Kyor, not so much. Kyor can be aggressive, but he's not very cheesy. At least not in this matchup. TvT, that's a different story. That's can talk about TvT next time. But now we're getting into our 1-1-1. No add-on swap, by the way. We're getting into Marine production, into our initial Hellion. Now we can go for an add-on swap, but no, we're just continuing Marines. As we are just settling here on our 2 bases. Adept has arrived to delay the CC. But good start stepping here by Kyor. Does force back the Adept. The SCV barely survives, 1 shot away from going down. 1 HP! Oh my, bappy. Survives on 1 HP. Meanwhile, across the map, the Hellion does dive in for the scout, and Kyor, he sees the tech. He confirms the Twilight Council. That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted with the Hellion. That's why he made only 1 Hellion as well, instead of investing into more. Its purpose was just a scout. It is going to be Blink-based opener. It's going to be 3-gate Blink. We have 2 gateways here on the low ground, 1 gateway in the main base. We casted a lot of Creator a couple of days ago, a lot of Creator's PvT in the Club NV Showdown. And Creator, his go-to was 3-gate Blink. 3-gate Blink into a 3rd. He did whip out a lot of 4-gate Blink play, so that's also on the table, and we have to keep an eye out on Creator for that. But for now, only 3 gateways. For now, only 3 gateways here. Oh, as Creator, he does run into the army. And you can see Kyor just dive on those Stalkers. It does drop on top of them. The medevac, though, taking a lot of damage. It's going to be going down. 1 shot away. Yeah, medevac does fall, but we get 2 Stalkers. Widowmine in position. Mine shot going to be not wasted. Up. Going for another burrow. Does burrow here on the Stalkers. Ooh, big shot goes off. 1 Stalker goes down. Shield battery is ready. The overcharge is popped, keeping barely that Stalker alive. Good movement there at a Creator. We'll lose a couple of pros, but he cleans this up. Does clean up the army. Again, Kyor hoping for a little bit more. as this should... we'll see. I was going to say this should trigger a counterattack, but we see an Observer, not a Warp Prism. So Creator, he went for a safe opener that could be aggressive, but he's chilling back at home. The Bay is on the way. Creator is expanding. There we go. It is going to be a slightly delayed expansion because he went for a Robotics Bay first before the third base. So just a safer way to expand and get into a 3-base economy with eventually Colossus production. So Creator, he's working towards 3-gate blink into Colossus. Meanwhile, we do have Cure back at home getting into his 3-1-1 setup, getting into tank production. Now, Cure, he was not able to confirm how many gateways. He saw 2 gateways at the natural, but he didn't rescout the main. So it could be 4-gate blink. Cure hasn't seen the third, so he's getting ready here to defend. Again, tanks, marines, we have a bunker on the low ground, good Sim City as well. And we have a tank on the high ground, now a second tank. Secure, he's ready for 4-gate blink just in case. As Creator is building up into his Colossus, into the rest of his production. Now 5, soon to be 6 gateways. Third base now done. Do have our Raven try to harass here. Trying to go for some auto harass, but alas, is a little bit cornered. Oh, we go in. We commit nonetheless. A risky move here by Cure. Yeah, and he will lose that Raven. What? He should have lost the Raven, but barely there. You saw a little bit of miscontrol at the Creator. He was a little bit late with one of those Stalkers. Missed a shot, and that is 2 dead workers. But again, this Raven should die. Like it should, like it's 1 shot away from going down. There's no recall. There's no shields to regenerate. It shouldn't make it out. A solid shouldn't on that one. Meanwhile, Cure is going to be pushing out. Does have a 3rd CC on the way, so he's not all in. Regardless, going to be quite committed with this. The Observer does spot the move out. Big moment for Creator. Does see the move out, is aware. You can see him reposition. Sending everything over. That is going to open things up for this auto turret for the Raven. Uh-oh. Yes, Creator, he also sees the main army with his 2nd Observer. Yeah, he's in position. We stim on forward. We dive on top of the army. Force fields not thrown down. 1 Colossus falls. A good pick off there by Cure. Can he get the other? He will. Oh my god, he barely gets the Colossus. Looks like he may bleed out his army, but no, he picks up, he gets the hell out of there. We blink on forward, we take down 1 medevac. And it looks like 1 tank will survive, or will it? 1 more blink. Oh my god, no, not a single unit makes it out. Raven is coming back in, is going to get another auto turret off. But that was a big loss for Cure. And what were the trades looking like? That was 1 tank for 2 of those Colossus. That was more than 1 tank though. Let's see, yeah, 3 tanks. The Raven lives. No shot. It's coming back home. But yeah, that was 3 tanks for 2 Colossus. A pretty back and forth trade there. But again, Cure was committed. I'm sure he was hoping for more. Now he's taking his 3rd base. But Cure, after losing that army, has lost quite a bit of map control. And Creator, as a result, is moving out, is building up his forces, and he may be able to break this 3rd. We'll see. Nice dodge from Creator. Raven still across the map, threatening an auto turret in the main. He's going in. Ooh. No! I thought we were making it back home. The Raven does end up going down. Does not live. Does not survive. Feels bad, man. Almost made it. Made it home, I meant to say. But Cure, he chose to leave it out there like an animal. Feels bad, man. That's Cure again, just saturating himself on 3 bases, getting to Viking production. Ghost Academy is now done for Bio Ghost Viking. Solid composition. Likewise, Creator has to rebuild his Colossus count from scratch. And this is huge because this means that Creator has yet to start any other form of splash damage, whether it was Storm or more likely Disruptors. We would need one of them by now. We don't have either because, again, rebuilding every single Colossus from the beginning. Line shot going off, Creator moving out, Cure in position, making sure there is no Observer. As Creator does want to push in, he does have the supply lead, does have a lot of Zealots. There goes Zealots, trickling in. One mine shot gets baited, there's one mine shot left. Ooh, doesn't go off. Again, that Observer coming in clutch for Creator. And Creator, he is maxed out. Encroaching on the army. Observer gets sniped. Mine shots are going to be eventually going off. And show us the EMP. So final going for it. There we go. EMP on the Stalkers. Vikings, they got a couple of free shots off. And you can see one Colossus getting very low. Second Robo's on the way. Dark Shrine, Disruptor production. Creator rotating around. Ooh, does take a mine shot to the face on those Zealots. But he does come in at a better angle. EMP once again does carpet, just blanket every single Zealot. We stim on forward. We pull the boys. Ooh, into 3 Colossus, now into 2. Boys being pulled from the natural base as well, but so many SCVs are going down. And this is becoming game-winning damage here. We lose 33 workers. The Disruptor, the never goes off. Gets 3 Marauders. It looks like Creator is being forced back home, but even then, even so, he still has an army. And Cure, he's all in. Ooh, big Nova. Big connection there. Cure, there's no turning back, not anymore. Not anymore. As we're pushing into Disruptors. We come in from behind. We get a medevac. We get 2. We get 2 medevacs. Curie will force a cancel on the 5th. As that cancel, we have 2 Novas left. Ooh. Again, a little bit trigger happy. We have 1 Nova remaining. I'm gonna stim on forward. Try to punish those Stalkers. There it is, going for a mine drop towards the main. I imagine. Towards one of the bases. There, does unload. Is forced to. Oof. Mine shot goes off, takes out an Observer. But we did have plenty of Observers with the army. Cure successfully fighting on the map, allowing himself to catch back up economically. He's still not there, but he's on 44 workers. Working a 4th base. Engaging with the army. Does engage, and here we go. Creator diving on forward here, chasing down what little is left here of Cure. Nova goes up. A good dodge there from our Terran, but we're bleeding out units. Vikings gonna be falling. Marines as well. I mean, Vikings don't matter as much as Creator doesn't have any more Colossus. But regardless, good trades here from our Protoss. You see Cure desperately trying to expand and take a 4th base. But that does spread him, he does spread himself thin. Creator is going for it. Good EMP. As they go up. Good splits here from Cure. We stimulate when we take down the Disruptor. We get even almost 2. But the supply here, it does not lie. Bit of friendly fire there by Creator. It's fine. Killing some of our own Zealots. They're meant to die. Smooch. And now, as the Viking count has been reset, now we can make Colossus again. Now we can get back into Colossus production. No more Vikings left here for Cure. Getting stuck on medevacs, stuck on ghosts. Doesn't have the freedom to go back into Vikings. Doesn't have the economy for that, I should say. As DTs are coming in. Mine shots are getting baited. DTs are getting to the middle line. A mass amount of mules were thrown down, but we have a Dark Templar in that 4th. And GG gets called. Creator will take a lead here in this series 1-0. GG. GG, well played again, Creator. Having a really strong start there to that game. It would have a pretty solid engagement as well. If you remember, Cure, he was kind of cool with his pants down after losing his entire army, right? When he pushed out on the left-hand side, he did kill all the Colossus, if you remember. But it wasn't just that he lost his tanks, because he did lose 3 tanks, but he lost everything. He lost every single medevac, every single marine. He lost his entire army. And that gave Creator so much freedom to just expand and to get back into his disruptor production, or to maintain his Colossus, get into disruptors, and snowball out of control. By the time Creator moved out, again, Cure just did not have enough to defend back at home. No bunkers, no tanks, had to pull the boys. He lost over 30 workers in the defense. And Creator took a massive lead, and he retained that lead for the entirety of that game. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game número 2 on Oceanborn. Let's go. We're going under the sea, Patty, under the sea. Really appreciate you guys casting these games the last few days. Enjoying quite a bit. Oh, thank you, Pirvik. Pirlik? Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Glad you enjoy the casting, because we won't stop. We're not stopping, Bobby. Today we're going over ESL Open Cup Americas 215. Tomorrow we're going over 216. This week's ESL Americas. So again, we have back-to-back Americas broadcasts here today and tomorrow, before we enter the weekend full of live broadcasts. That's going to be over the weekend. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, leading the series 1-0. The South Korean Protoss, representing Club NV. It is Creator. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player representing Team Liquid down in this series. It is Cure. Yes, thank you so much. Glad you've been enjoying the content. Glad you've been enjoying it. Oh. But yeah, we have a pretty big month ahead of us. I mentioned at the very start of the broadcast, but recently it was announced that there is a big event, an offline event happening in China, and there are going to be a lot of big StarCraft event happening in China, and there are going to be a lot of qualifiers. There's going to be some Korean qualifiers, some European and American qualifiers, and some Asian qualifiers as well, and it's all happening next week. The qualifiers are next week. The closed qualifiers are going to be at the end of the month, so we have a full month. The month of March is full of qualifiers for that big event. And we're going to be quite busy with it. Very busy. There's all that going on alongside all our regular broadcasts, like the ESL Open Cups, KSL, Sparkling Tuna Cup, the Club NV Ducklings Showdowns, the House events, the Infolet events. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. So we're going to be getting back onto that content grind as we settle into Game 2. And for now, Economic Opener. Curie is going for an economic opener, going for the Rax Expand CC on the low ground, unlike Gumiho, who was playing safely against Hero. Cure, he has no fear. No fear here for Cure. Expanding on location. Reaper and Zealot dancing here in the middle of the map. I love Creator making use of that side blocker. Oh! Making use of the tall grass, the tall seaweed, even. Again, we're trying to bait the Reaper into the tall grass. Creator, he does pull back. He saves the Zealot. And now we're moving out. Our goal, delay the command center. Command center, though, it's about to finish up in a couple of seconds, and it will complete. CC does finish. Creator, he gets here a little bit too late. Bunker is done as well. And again, Cure, he was able to slow down the aggression of Creator. Basically, in an ideal situation, as the Reaper's across the map and does confirm the tech, but in an ideal situation, the Zealot doesn't get caught by the Reaper in the middle, and the Zealot is able to disrupt and force the SCV off producing this building and force like run around, and we just buy time for the Adept to show up as well. But that just was not the case. So very well done there by Cure. He also scouts the tech, sees the Stargate. It is going to be Phoenix production by Creator. Should be Phoenix Colossus. Should be. as Cure is moving out. Behind this, Cyclone's on the way. We're getting to our 1-1-1, and Medevac going to be rallied across the map as well. Cure wants those adepts. Can he get them? Not quite. And you can see Cure making use of these side blockers as well. Trying to bait the army within range. Creator, he does make it back home. Robo's on the way. Again, this looks like the beginning of Phoenix Colossus. Ooh, but that is quite an extra amount of gateways. Second and third gateway on the way before expanding. So a very safe follow-up here by Creator. Cure bypassing the army. Phoenixes, they do not spot the main army here of Cure. They're going to be dragged into the Cyclone. Good reaction. Good reaction out of Creator. He does pull back. Does pull back in time. Oh. Trying to keep up here with the drop play of the Terran. You're going to be retreating. And across the map, we're getting into the additional Raxes here. And getting into additional Cyclones. Interesting. I was not quite expecting that. We already have 2. We're getting into 3. Meanwhile, there's that third base from Creator. Cure going to be rotating in that direction. Can he force a cancel? Not that much to defend. Shield battery isn't done either. Yeah, we can dive on the army. Yeah, Adepts are going to be focused down. Zealot gets forced back as well. Phoenixes, though, they have arrived. Shield battery does finish. Does finish just in time. And once the next is complete, then we have an overcharge. Then we have an overcharge available here for Creator. And Immortal is forcing back the army, and Cure, he has to respect it. Cure has to respect the army. Behind this, we should be expanding and getting into a third CC momentarily. Cure is still just containing his opponent. There's that Bay on the way. Again, Cure decided to be a little bit more greedy here and went for the Nexus first, followed by the Bay afterwards. Does mean that Colossus production is going to be delayed, but we have a better economy, and can Creator get away with it? Because here comes Cure. Doesn't have Disable, doesn't have Interference Matrix, but he does have Auto Turrets. And he is pushing in. And we have an overcharge in the chamber, we have it available. Phoenixes have amassed. We have 6 Phoenixes in total. As Cure tries to push in. Behind this, CC on location is delayed. Creator rocking up here with the Adept. Does delay the expansion. Yeah, we are pushing forward here. Auto Target's thrown down just to tank some shots. First Cyclone goes down, but the Marines are breaking through. They're trying to, but with the overcharge, we can force this back. Solid defense there by Creator. He's holding on. He's surviving. He's chasing this back. A couple of Phoenixes is going to be going down, but we shut down the Raven and the Cyclones. Yeah, we have to respect the overcharge. We had to respect it, and we weren't able to. Cure racing back home. Oh, we want the Medevac. And we get it. Medevac goes down. Viking as well. Are we ever extending though? Again, our goal here is to delay that CC. We go straight for the army, we pick up the Widow Mines. Cure in a lot of trouble. Yeah, we go. He has to pull the boys. CC is going to be delayed. Shields triggered on that Immortal. We can focus the Immortal down, and we will get it. The Immortal does fall. And it looks like Creator, he just doesn't have enough to really support this. The Colossus getting here a little bit too late. If it was a couple of seconds sooner, then maybe we end the game. Oh, we catch the Stalkers. We got 1. We got 2. Oh my, where's the blink? Oh wait, right, of course we didn't have 1. It was a Stargate opener. As we bleed out Stalkers, expensive losses here for Creator. Doing what he can with these Phoenixes, unable to. Gets 2 SCVs being forced back. And Cure survives. He survives. He holds onto that third base. It's getting up and running. And Creator has to back off. He has to back off. Getting into his Colossus. Mine drop on the way. Marine drop here towards the left. And does Creator respond? He will react in time. Getting 1 shot here in the natural. Shots not going off here in the main base. Fire Army comes in. We do get a Colossus. Just in time. Big pick off there by Cure, pulling the attention of Creator apart, being slow to react. Meanwhile, these are slow lots. Oh, charge. Nowhere near being done. A good concave here by Cure, and Creator, he just cannot keep up. We dive on top of the second Colossus. It's going to go down as well. No shield battery, no overcharge. Nothing to defend here at the fourth base. Oh no, are we going to bleed out another Colossus? Get out of here. Colossus backs off. We lose control of the fourth base. And Cure. Again, he's pulling Creator apart. He's already done more than enough. Already killing 2 Colossus and the Nexus. And he's going to keep on going. Charge. Going to finish up in a good couple of, like, maybe 20 seconds from now. It's just too little too late. Overcharge being popped. Zealous do get on top of the Marauders, though. Just barely. We're holding on. We forced this back. Mine shot goes off. Ooh, Phoenixes do overextend into Marines. And the rally of Cure, it looks like it's a little bit too much. It's a little bit too strong. And he wants that Colossus so badly. Won't be able to go in. Behind this, 4th CC is on the way, getting into Ghost production as well. Again, Cure, he has a lot of momentum on his side. And Creator, he needs time. He needs a 4th. That's what, I mean, he needs everything. Just doesn't have it. There we go, we dive on the base. We kill on the pylon. The collapse here on the Marines and Marauders. Not a bad fight here for Creator. A little bit risky is what I will say. Peace is getting very low here. But that's 3 Colossus. And we can't support each other. Did I speak too soon? Ooh. Yeah, they did so much damage to that army. Cure bleeding out a little bit there. The gap in army supply is slowly closing. But what's more important than that is the lack of 4th. We can see Curie's checking, rotates over, does borrow a mine here towards the right and left hand side. And the goal for Cure, make sure we don't expand. Make sure the Creator does not take a 4th. That's all he needs to do. That is his win condition, is to starve Creator out and get ahead economically. And there it is, 4th base all the way for the Terran. Terran upper base, something you never want to see in this matchup. As Protoss just cannot compete with the Mules. And of course, just the better economy. Scan does a really Observer. Oh, we want it. We do get it. Observer goes down. You see Creator just trying to build himself back up. He does have 3 Colossi, but there's no Storm, there's no Disruptors. We rotate around, no 4th. That's all we need to do. Just check the 4th. Cure, once he maxes out, he can push in, but again, there's no need to push in, not yet. The boys, a little bit too soon. No, the workers. Big mine shot. 8 probes go down as they all stack up. Ay, ay, ay. A solid mine shot there by Cure. And Creator, we're pretty all in. We gotta go. We're stuck on a 3-base all in. We have 3 Colossi, 4 Archons, a good amount of Zealots. As long as we can avoid the EMP, we can pop off. But the problem is that EMPs are brutal against specifically Charger Archon. And that's what Creator is relying upon here. Chargelets and Archons. He's on 1-1. Cure, he's up in upgrades with 2-2. Plus on ship weapons, about to finish up as well for his Vikings. Here we go, Creator rotating around. Trying to find a way in. Yeah, being forced further back. And again, Creator, still no 4th base, still no expansion. Curie's taking a 5th. we don't even need a 5th base, but why not? 5th is being taken, 6 CCs on the way. Cure just securing his economy. He's maxed out. Both players are maxed out, to be fair. Creator can still take this. He has to just win one big fight. It collapses on the army. Big EMPs here on the Zealots. Boys are being pulled. We can afford to lose them. Archons are going down. The EMPs were brutal, as we lose almost every single Archon. And we have a massive wave of Vikings here. Good kiting from Cure. Phoenixes are going down. And there's just barely any support here for the Protoss. Zealots are rushing into the deaths. The Colossus, they go down one after the other. And GG gets called. Cure ties up the series 1-1. We're going to the ace match. GG. GG, well played. Again, Cure bouncing back here, punishing Creator for his earlier move outs and just never allowing him to expand, never allowing him to take a fourth base, containing him until he was forced into the all-in. GG, well played. And again, Cure, I do love how he approached the push as well. Again, he was up far ahead in workers. We can use him as a resource, pulling the boys, lifting the CC. EMPs was solid and did not let up on that Viking production either. Clean follow-up there by Cure. Now we find ourselves in game number 3. Let's go. But I do see in the chats, 3Point did really well. Did you cast any of his games? We casted 3Point versus Trigger. Unfortunately, we didn't get to cover 3Point's his quarterfinals match. We don't have the replays, so we're unable to see 3Point's second series, but he did well against Trigger. Did very nicely. I mean, he cheesed the hell out of Trigger, is what I will say. Did cheese the hell out of him. But a lot of good fun nonetheless, as we have entered another ace match. So far, every series that we've casted has gone to game 3. It's gone all the way to the ace match without fail. Will that trend continue? Oh, for now at least it has. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our South Korean Protoss player being forced into the ace match. Can he bounce back? Can he fight back for a chance in the semifinals to advance on to the semis? Representing Club NV, it is Creator. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran, the blue Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. Clawing his way back into this, tying up the series and forcing the ace match. And what kind of opener do we get into this time? If you remember, game 1, Creator went 3 gates Blink. Game number 2, Creator went Phoenix Colossus. Game 3, what are we planning? As the probe does go the long way around the map, does avoid the scouting pattern and the main attack path. Going to be slipping in for a scout. Cure going for a double gas opener this time. Okay. Going to be double gas into a faster factory. Again, this can lead into Reaper Hellion aggression. It can lead into drop play like Widowmine drops or Cyclone drops. What will we be going for? As Cure is getting into his build, and Creator confirms. He saw both gases. He also saw, of course, the racks back at home. So he's aware that he has to be on top of his early game defense as Creator is expanding. Racks cyber expand here from Creator. Standard setup here from the Protoss. But again, Creator has to scout the follow-up, and that is why he's hiding the probe. This probe is hiding to avoid the Reaper and to come back in. You can see that the Reaper is actually rallied towards the right-hand side, so I believe Cure is going to miss the probe. Yeah, as you can see here, checks the right, and the probe should be... Oh, actually, it does commit to a proxy. I was going to say the probe is going to come back in to see if there's an add-on swap, but the probe sticks around, Pylon gets thrown down, and we should be throwing down a gateway. This should be a Twilight Council opener. Are we checking? Cure, he's checking his third base location, looking for the proxy, and oh, he will come across it. Big scout there by Cure. Finds the probe, shuts it down. Gets eyes on the gateway as well. He's getting a CC on location. There it is, add-on swap, and this should be for, I imagine, Cyclone production. It does take a little bit longer to produce. There it is, Cyclones are on the way. A very secure way to get into your early game. Cyclones, they just shut down early game aggression so hard, whether it's Adepts, Stalkers, or Zealots, or even Skytoss. Cyclones, they got you covered. We do see 2 gateways back at home, a 3rd gateway across the map, so it's going to be 3 gates here from Creator. Does delay the CC, does get a kill on the building worker. Twilight Council's on the way. I imagine that's going to be for Blink. And we do delay the expansion, but the Cyclones will shut this down. Yeah, Adept does fall. And the Cyclones, it should be threatening the proxy as well. Yeah, as the gateway is all exposed. Warp Gate finishes up in 10 seconds. It's being chronoed as we speak. 3 seconds away. But yeah, we're not going to save this. It's going to be denied. The pylon's going to go down. And the Creator will not be able to be aggressive behind this. His blink is on the way. Sure, just backing off. Chilling here with the speed zones. CC getting up and running, continuing Cyclone production as well, going into Widow Mines thereafter, into a mine drop actually. Let's go. Ooh, and the shield battery isn't done. Uh-oh. Shield battery's late. It's late by a couple of seconds, and a couple of seconds sometimes is all it takes. One Adept goes down. But Creator, he will hold. Shield battery does complete. And we do survive. Meanwhile, Creator going to be taking his Robo before the expansion. Makes sense. Because Creator lost map control because of all these Cyclones, Creator, he's going for a safer follow-up. Robo first, now he takes the third. With this Robo, we can get into early game Immortal production, and of course, start working towards Observers, which gives you map vision, map awareness, map control, into Colossus. Meanwhile, that Widowmine drop, it was delayed. It's a delayed off-timing Widowmine drop. But because it's so delayed, because it's so offbeat, will Creator react in time? Drop comes in. He does see. He does notice. Creator, he does respond here with his Stalkers. Probes being pulled in. Oh my god. As one worker goes down, we go for the medevac instead. Losing a Stalker. Rough loss there for Creator. Losing one Stalker, second Widowmine does waddle away. Oh, let's try to waddle away, but there's no escape. Not a bad trade for Cure. Obviously, he noticed the Stalker count. He's aware of the Twilight Council follow-up. Doesn't see much else there. Doesn't see much else as Cure is going to be setting up back at home, getting into his 3-1-1, Stim, +1, eBay's on the way. Settling back in. And the game is going to be calming down from here. We are taking an extra gas geyser. I was curious if we're going to be doubling down on like a mass zealot composition. We are going to charge ults, that is true. We do have the gateway explosion getting into 6 gates. But with this extra gas, we should be working on upgrades and rounding ourselves out. Stalker still being as active as they can. Cure going for his 3rd TC. Medevac tries to escape, takes some extra hits. That's the Medevac from the start of the game. As Creator, he gets 3 SCVs, doesn't lose a single Stalker. Very nicely done. Good control there out of Creator. The Stalkers are very low, but they're still alive. Meanwhile, Auto Tartaras coming in towards the 3rd base. Probes taking a lot of hits. 3 probes go down. Widowmine tries to escape. Not quite able to though. Does get caught by Creator. So Medevac goes down. And the game should be settling from here. Do we have a bay yet? We do not. We're getting to charge outs, we're getting to safety immortal production. We should be seeing a bay alongside this. There are those forges, and yep, there it is. The bay in the main. So basically, Creator is going to be chilling here and building up towards Colossus. He is being active with these Stalkers. He has a Prism towards the main as well. But we're not going for like a big dedicated push. Really, we're just containing, poking, trying to get a read on when the 3rd is taken, and harassing, of course, as best we can. So Creator has to be very careful not to lose any Stalkers. Very careful not to bleed out too many units. As another mine drop does come in. Ooh. Good blinks there from Creator. Still loses one of his Stalkers. Good blinks nonetheless. As a Creator, did he see the gases? He did. He saw at least one gas. He saw a gas here at the natural as well. Big scouts there by Cure. So now he knows it's not going to be like a 3-base all-in. which is what we saw from Hero against Gumiho, if you remember. Army's going to be engaging Stalkers, they get caught out. Oh, this is not the fight we want to take here for Creator. As Cure, he dives on the Army, catches more Stalkers as well. A brutal fight here for the Protoss. Again, this is not what we wanted. Creator gets caught with his pants down, going for a big Zealot Warp into the main base. There's a lot of potential with this drop. But he's hurting back at home. Zealots say, get into the middle line. Mine Shot's going to be going off. We do get a good amount of SCVs. 9 SCVs go down. We camp the production. But Cure, he's pushing up the ramp. Uh-oh, the Colossus. The Colossus looking very exposed. And we dive in. We dive in. We get a lot of damage done. Colossus does barely live. Mine Shot's still available. Oh my god. Colossus getting even lower. Yeah, juicy connections into the center of the army. Zealots are finally being cleaned up. The Prism is going to be going down as well. And now Cure can focus on his main push. He can focus on the main army. Fourth base hasn't spotted. Cure, he has the option. Can either rotate around to deny the fourth or push in. Or do both. As yeah, he's rallying his reinforcements towards the fourth base. His main army diving into the main, and Creator, he is out of position. Oh. He's in position to protect his fourth, but not the main base as we do dive in. Then we force a recall. Creator is going to have to back off. He does snipe the bay. Takes down the bay. Denies any kind of disruptor production. From here, he's being cornered. He's forced to pick up. And because the army recalled, that means we do get a kill on the fourth base. GG gets called. Creator just being pulled apart. And Cure will take the series at 2-1. GG. GG, well played, Cure. He stumbled in game 1. Creator, he was able to start off here with a solid lead in the series, but again, Cure, he just became a little bit too much to handle both in game 2 and game 3. Very aggressive, very assertive play from Cure once he got his economy going. And Creator just had a bit of a harder time here, especially in this game, getting caught out with his army. His 3-gate blink opener, not really achieving too much aggression. He killed 3 SCVs across the map, only 3 SCVs. He couldn't slow down the third base. He was mainly on the back foot, and yeah, Cure, because he was so active, he was able to succeed with that, able to gain map control. GG. GG, well played. Pulled Creator apart. Very well done. And with that, Cure advances on to the semifinals as well. And we have 1 series left before the semis. We have 1 series left. So far, we've had Hero advance on to the semifinals. We've had Cure advance on. Who else? Who else makes it into the semifinals? We have a PvP between MaxPax and Estrella. Let's go.